Hey everyone, Nerdy checking in for another episode here on my Let's Play world. Today guys, I've been doing quite a bit of stuff off camera that I need to show you guys before we can get to some of the main stuff that I want to explain and work on in this video. So first off, of course, I have actually been working on the stables, and I have to say, I really like the terracotta. I was really thinking it would end up just looking trashy and I'd be back to square one. But this seriously works really well. So this side is almost complete minus that, the roof. But this side still needs like fence gates, lighting, and I've decided to go with kind of some oak cross beams to make it look a bit more structurally sound and also give it that kind of Midwestern vibe so that it can really nicely tie in with that over there. And speaking of over here, that brings me to my next point. I've actually been AFKing a little bit over here and... oh no, one of them got out. Yeah, well, he's out. So we have two villagers contained and one who's most likely going to end up dying over there. But this is all working really nice. I think I got these guys out of like 15 minutes of AFK, so if I did a proper like overnight session, we'd probably have quite a few more, but more on them later. I've also taken and done a bit of terraforming on my tree's base. So, as you guys know, this tree is... there we go. Kind of the centerpiece of my base, and it is a little bit of my original base, but I am not happy with the way it looks. I don't care for the branches, so I've actually started to disassemble them a little bit, and I did not like the way that the terrain was. And why is there one single grass block? Okay, that's fixed. So I brought all of it up to, I think this is Y level 67 or something. And then I'm just working on terraforming a little bit into a mountain, and then I plan on taking these roots and bringing them out just a bit more so that they creep out to like here. But I also want to take and round this off a little bit so that we get kind of a little bit of lag. Nice. There we go. Can I fly now? Thank you. So I want to take it and actually give this island a bit more of like a smoothed out pebble look. So if you guys have ever seen tumbled rocks, they usually are a bit flat and then really smooth. And I want to get that impression with the top of this, kind of give it a nice little dome. And then on the bottom have a little bit as if it's being domed out because of the water that's going to be holding it up and kind of supporting it. I also have had the thought that I want to take these columns and extend them over a little bit with an arch. Maybe have like 3 of them connect to a single arch, something like that, so that this also has... oh, man, I am lovely with the flying today. So that this has a bit more support and looks more like structurally sound, and I think it'll end up looking really pretty. I'm not entirely sure. I have started to kind of dig out in there, but mobs are horrible. I've been blown up like 6 times, so I kind of stepped away from that and started work on the decoration of the storage system. So I've gotten in the roof. This is how I definitely want it. The problem I'm having is these walls. I can't figure out what I want to make them out of. So I had the main idea of I'm going to have this as the spruce, and then I'm going to take and have spirals of glowstone for lighting, and then lots of leaves, probably throw in some slabs to give it that effect of it's kind of caving in a little bit, having a bit of a hard time supporting itself, and just like a run-down look. And same with the floor. It would be out of dirt and gravel and path blocks so that it definitely looks as if it's been lived in and kind of destroyed. The problem that I'm having is I didn't come up with a single idea for these walls. They just kind of were like, hey, they're gonna be circles. So I do still have the aquarium slash terrarium idea for these, but that still leaves me with from here-ish clear to this wall. And then of course I'm going to be using this wall for chests to kind of bring the storage system out a little bit, which of course I could expand the chest idea over to include this as well, but then I still have just this mass of wall. So I can either take and do what I've done over here a little bit and have some spruce logs kind of holding the place up at random intervals, or I can take and put them at every single time. Oh, lovely baby zombie. Nice. As you guys can see, the mobs are a bit heavy. But the other idea was to take and put logs on every single one of these when it goes back by one. But I really don't like that. It just looks too much, and I don't really care for it. So I'm still struggling with that. That will probably be the main focus of this video. Spoiler alert, it does. And guys, I forgot to mention, I have messed a little bit with the columns. These ones that are just made out of plain stone are just temporary, because if we come down to this area right here, we can see that I am great at flying. And I've also come up with kind of a build palette. It's going to be cobble, cracked stone bricks, and actually gravel, because it really, oh wow, that's lovely. But it really gives it this look of kind of falling into ruin and just barely hanging on, which I love. I really like the look of this. The only thing that I might add is I might throw in some andesite as well, but that may also make it too busy. I hear a slime. Ah, that's where it is. Alright, so columns are happening. I plan on changing all of these columns out for this one, and I've also taken and down here done the stairs out of andesite and cobble stairs, because gravel doesn't have stairs and neither does cracked stone bricks, which kind of sucks. But I do like that base. I may even throw in a couple of solid blocks to give it that impression of, hey, this is seriously falling into pieces, even the stairs are kind of falling apart. But on to getting myself flying. And the next part, which will be kind of, sort of, maybe, coming up with an idea for the decoration of those lowest levels. Alright everyone, we have made quite a bit of progress off camera. I did intend to record some clips. It's actually the next day, but I kind of got into a groove of building, and the stables are entirely done. And I have somewhat of the wall figured out and some of the ceiling, but I've also been able to get someone else, and I'm sure you can see him. We have a little ocelot, and I am so happy. And this is not the only one. We actually have a second one over in that direction. So these guys are actually going to be part of my storage system. So if we hop out and then, oh, that's not right. I am a pro Minecrafter, guys. I can totally do this. But if we come down here, I have successfully-ish come up with some walls. So essentially it's just stripped oak with the spruce rod support system things every about 5-ish blocks. And I think I like it. It is okay. And they're not going to be the main focus of down here, so I think it's fine if we just leave the walls the way that they are. But as you can see, I've got these glass areas, and I have decided I do want to go ahead with the aquarium idea, but I also want to take and have terrariums. So like this one right here and that one over there, possibly, are going to be the aquariums, and then I'm going to take and there have the terrariums. So the aquariums will have essentially no floors. It will just be one really long straight tube full of corals and fishes and possibly squids. Just, you know, all the things. Maybe I'll even go and find some drowns and name those. Maybe not. Just depends. But I also have a slight plan on having some form of like sewer system type grate over right here that then leads into these. I have no idea what that would be called. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll scrap it. I don't know. So that's also an idea that's out there. But the terrariums, I kind of want to have that each of these will be one terrarium. So there'd technically be 10. And then each one maybe could have its own individual animal. So like this one over here would have my panda that I still need to go get. That one over there, or that one, would have the 2 ocelots. Maybe I could go and be really ridiculous and get a pair of guardians that could sit in one of them. Maybe I throw skeletons in another and have like a barren waste landscape thingy merbob. I don't know. Comment some ideas down below, guys, what you might like to see, because so far my only ideas are pandas, the ocelots, parrots, maybe cats, and that's it. I mean, maybe I could put a horse in one, but that would be kind of silly and redundant. But anyway, back to the storage system at hand. I've taken and started on this kind of spiraling glowstone approach, and I have to say I do like it. I think it looks nice. It definitely needs more, and I also have taken and added a bunch of slabs right here. I kind of think it would look good if I added some trapdoors as well, kind of break it up, give it a different feel to it. Not sure what that would be, but I've also added in some leafy viney type things, and I have to say I do enjoy them. They definitely give it kind of an overgrown look, but I also want to take, and all I've got right now are oak. So I think if I bring in some spruce and maybe acacia wood leaves, or acacia leaves, whatever that wood type leaf is, just some different leaves to kind of give it that contrast. And then I also want to take and get rid of all of this stone on the floor because it's ugly. And I want to bring in a bunch of grass and dirt, which that's the wrong box, that one. I have a bunch of dirt, I have a bunch of grass, so I want to take and just coat the floor in that. And I've also been kind of contemplating coarse dirt as well, because if we come up here and go shooting off in this direction so I can kind of get a grand reveal. Ta-da! I entirely forgot to do the time lapse that I was intending, but the stable is done. The stable is entirely done. The horses are in place. Everything is absolutely perfect with it. I love, 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 love the way that this came out. So of course, the cross beams, and then I've got lanterns everywhere, and then for some reason that horse really, really likes that stack of hay. But each of them has a cauldron, some hay, some grass, some glowstone with some carpet on top for some lighting, the coarse dirt, the path blocks, everything. I love it. I love it so much. These stables are just perfect. It's exactly what I was thinking. So the only problem with it now is none of these horses have names. Not a single one has a name, and I'm not really sure what to name them. So if you guys have any ideas, hashtag horse names down in the comments, and I will try to do some of your suggestions. I also want to take, and as you can see, each of them is still equipped with their saddles. I kind of want to bring in item frames and have like saddle here, armor here, so that they can be completely free within their little space. I'm taking really good care of these horses. But I think my favorite part of this is the way that I designed the center, because you can just come soaring through right here and just get a perfect little glimpse with this entryway of how the entire thing feels. I love it. I love every little bit of it. So the only thing that I need to do now is I actually want to take, and as you can see, I've got some trees growing over right there. And I want to actually just cut them all down and take the leaves and then having on the attempt at another custom tree, not nearly as big as that one. just like a couple of little custom trees, maybe one right here, maybe one on the side over here, maybe one right here-ish. Just kind of scattered around to give it just that perfect little, you know, it's been here for a little bit type of look. So I think what I actually want to do right now is I want to go get Taka. Taka is my panda that I found in my last episode, and I said that I would go get her, but I haven't. So I want to take and just start hardcore harvesting all of this bamboo, and then if we come over to here, you guys can see, well, I don't know if I've shown this in an episode. I finished the terrarium in here as well, which I have to say, I really like this place. It is the most wacky and weird build that I have ever made. But you know, I like it. I like it a lot. And I have another cat in here, so names for that one as well. But in the course of me just existing in this world, we have all of this iron, all of this iron, and then some more over here. So I think I've got plenty for rails, and then of course these guys just keep coming. So I think I seriously want to go get Taka and bring her back. So let's do some quick harvesting of bamboo and iron and get a minecart system all the way to her. Alright everyone, I have a bit of a confession to make. So as you can see, I have built up this rail and the bamboo scaffolding thing. It took me a little while, mainly because I had to AFK for string. I really need a string farm. But I went to record the clip of me getting Taka over to the base, and my mic was muted. So the entire clip is there, it just has absolutely no audio, and I really didn't want to try to do a voiceover of the entire thing because then it would have sounded just weird. So I got really frustrated with myself and I turned off all of my recording software and was like, that's it, I'm done for the day, I'll just figure out something tomorrow. But I didn't close out Minecraft, I actually decided to go exploring a little bit, and I found some more pandas. So I did end up transporting a second one over here to the base, but I actually found a total of 3. So if we pop over here, we can see I have Riki and Taka, and they are all safe and sound right here in their minecarts. And I have 2 more that I forgot the names of over at the bamboo forest, I think is what it was called. But I've also had another idea. So while I was exploring and just kind of overall being frustrated, I got thinking about the other terrariums, oh nice, of my storage system display thingy. And I got started thinking about the other mobs of Minecraft, what I could include, and I remembered that polar bears and rabbits exist. So I figured it might be kind of cool, given the different types of mobs and where their habitats are, to do kind of a staggered system, where at the top it would be like lush green foresty type things, and that's where the pandas and the ocelots would go. And then take and underneath that have kind of a colder, more like unhospitable aesthetic where we could have the polar bears and some other unknown mob type, and then underneath that, or maybe only have the, what is it, tundra? Have the tundra on one side and then desert on the other, and have polar bears and then rabbits. And then underneath that have kind of a dark ocean type setup. I don't know what it would be called. And then in those have things like guardians and maybe drowns. Drowns could be a really interesting idea. And then underneath that have kind of like a cavey vibe to it. And then in those caves I had the thought, so bats exist in Minecraft, and I really like bats in real life, but I've never found a use for them in Minecraft because There just really isn't. But if I could capture two of them, two or three, maybe even four, and get them into that little terrarium type thing, that could be really, really cool. So that's also an idea, but that's only like 6. So if you guys have some more ideas, I have 10 terrariums I have to fill. So any help would be appreciated. And here we are. So here are the other 2 pandas. Somehow I've accidentally got Bob stuck in a log and their hitbox seems to be bigger than a block. For some reason my F3B keys aren't working, so I can't pull up hitboxes, but we've got Serena and Bob. So I have to say, I think this is the lazy panda position thingy-merbop, but it is so cute. I love it. So these 4 are all going to go into the same terrarium, and I haven't even figured out any ideas for what the terrarium will look like besides like foresty and green. So if we give Serena a little nudge, there she goes. Let's see if I can get a fly going. Come on. Whoop. And up we go. And this is still the funniest thing on the planet. Just on her back, flying along the rails. Not a care in the world. Oh my gosh, I love pandas. So she's going to make her way all the way back to the base. As you guys could tell, I have tested this thing multiple times and there is absolutely no hiccups. So I have to say, scaffolding plus rails equals one heck of a sure way to get animals home absolutely seamlessly, which is going to be really nice considering I want 2 guardians that will also be attempting to kill me. That's going to be interesting. Oh, I wonder if I did something nether for one of the terrariums. Oh, that could be cool. Man, the ideas keep coming. Okay, I'm going to get these 2 transported back to the base, and then I will catch you guys when I am done with that. Alright everyone, we are back at my base, and as you can tell from the empty minecart, Bob didn't make it past that stupid block. He ended up suffocating in it. So we currently have the 3 pandas. I'm kind of tempted to go find another one just so that we have 4, so we can have like 4 of each animal. And guess what, guys? I remembered the existence of another passive mob that somehow I managed to forget. Foxes. Foxes are a thing, and they are adorable, and I definitely need a terrarium for them. Definitely not sure how that would look, but it would be kind of fun because that would be spruce instead of jungle, and yeah, my head is super full of ideas, but that is all the time that I have for today. This episode flew past. We've got progress on the storage system, we've got that lovely stables in the background. I've decided to change up the tree. We've got pandas. It's been a crazy episode, but thank you all ever so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to see more of my content, and help support my channel. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Nerdy out.